double tap the screen, guys. We got to talk about this. Double tap the screen, guys, to give it a thumbs up. You're on the best channel on YouTube. Trump is pretty much in the news. Threatens to take over DC. Federal takeover because of the former employee, the DOGE employee, who was beaten severely by savages. He basically is saying either you guys get your act together, clean up your community, or we're going to do it for you. And see, this is what I've been talking about for a long time, guys. The black community, they don't want to deal with their issues. They don't want to deal with the crime, the violence. This white guy was protecting a woman from savages, and for whatever reason, they beat this man. They beat him. And for whatever reason, the black community don't want to deal with these issues. Right now, you got a YouTuber. He's online doing a live stream defending these hoodlums, these animals, these thugs. Rather than this YouTuber clean up the black community in DC, rather than this content creator speak messages to rid the crime and the violence in these hoods, he's defending the thugs that beat this white guy for defending a woman. And you wondering why people got so much problems with ninjas. You wondering why? Y'all committing all of these crimes to the point where people tired of you. Now Trump want to come in your community and clean it up. Why? Because black men don't want to do their damn job. Black men don't want to do their job. So Trump is like, you know what? I'm going to do your job. I'm going to do your job. And I hope he do. I hope Trump comes in and clean up the damn community, because you ninjas don't want to clean it up. All you want to do is sit around on social media blaming the white man all damn day when we got our own problems in the black community. We don't want to deal with it. We don't want to deal with our own demons. What we want to do is make everything about race. Oh, the white man, he's racist. He's this. They're just targeting us black people. No, you're committing crimes. You're killing people. You're beating men. This white guy was defending a woman. Defending a woman when criminals were trying to take advantage of her. These damn animals were attacking a woman. And a white guy decided to be a man. All these ninjas all around, none of them, they didn't do a damn thing. It took a white man to come in to say, you know what? I'm going to help this woman. And he got beat bad by animals. And a YouTuber is online right now defending the savages. I hope Trump hurry up. I hope Trump hurry up and do what he need to do. Now watch this. Check this out. This person says, stop blaming black men for everything. Do you see what I mean, guys? Do you see what I mean? You can't help these people, man. This is why Trump have to federalize DC. I am hoping that it's swift, and I hope he brings swift control in DC so that finally the people can be safe. Because I don't know what's going on with the black community. I don't know what's going on with any of these communities where all these thugs and animals live, where they are committing crimes of violence, beating women, robbing people. And in the black community, it's like normalized where it's okay to do these things as long as you're black. It's like we're trying to protect criminals. I just finished doing a live stream about a ninja that all he talks about is white people all day. He never hold black people accountable for anything. He protects criminals, murderers, drug dealers. He don't say nothing about them, you know? And I told you guys he was going to go live. I told you he was going to go live. And he's live right now talking about this story, defending criminals and animals. Rather than him condemn these acts of violence, rather than him say, you know what, I'm going to speak to the black community. I'm going to use my platform to educate black men, to educate the so-called Latino community, right? I'm going to do that. No. Instead, he's condemning the victim who got beat. Ain't that sad, bro? Listen, man. I don't get this, man. Why can't black men clean their own communities? Why is it that it takes Trump to notice the evil that's going on? Why is this happening in the hood? Why is it that the government feel they gotta get involved and you got YouTubers protecting savages because they're black rather than speaking the truth and saying, you know what? We gotta solve our own problems. We gotta solve our own problems. This can't keep going on, man. Black men are supposed to be in the hood, cleaning it up, not waiting for the government. Trump said it on camera. Trump made it very clear. If y'all don't get y'all act together and clean up y'all communities, we come. You know? It's crazy. Somebody said, what's your least favorite race? I don't have a favorite race because I'm not racist. All right? So there's no least favorite because I don't have a favorite. See, one thing about me, guys, is that I'm not on nobody's side. I don't take nobody's sides. I just speak the truth. See, look, when you good people come on over here to the platform to listen to the content, right? I understand that all of you come from different walks of life. I understand that you'll have black folk, white folk, Asian folk, Russian folk, all different types of folk that come over here. So it wouldn't be good for business if I'm taking a side. I would have to be neutral and focus on the truth. Now, a man was savagely beaten, whether the tables were turned, whether it was a white man or black man, whatever the case is. I'm going to talk about the story and focus only on the truth. In this case, a white man was beaten. Because of what? Protecting and defending a woman from savages. And instead, he got beat. Trump caught wind of that. He said, enough is enough. You know? Enough is enough. The black community need to clean up their mess. Why can't black men wake up in the morning, go into their streets in their neighborhood and say, enough is enough? There's going to be no more crime on our watch. Where are the black men? And you're wondering why black women don't respect you. You're wondering why the black woman don't respect you black men. You know why? I'll tell you why. Because you're not a leader. You're a coward. And you're afraid to be a man. It takes the white man. Think about how sick this is. It takes the white man, the government, to have to come into your community to clean it up? What? So where are the black men? Where are the black men to say, look, hey, Trump, we got this. We hear you. Hey, somebody reach out to Trump and let Trump know us brothers are going to take control. Trump, we got this one. We don't need y'all to federalize DC. We're going to handle this one. Guaranteed. You sure you're going to handle it? We're going to handle it, man. No doubt. Black men don't want to do that. Black men want to hide and let these young knuckleheads, these YNs, destroy the community and bring it down. And enough is enough. I'm really hoping that Trump do what needs to be done fast to make America great again and rid these communities of these animals that are out here savagely beating people. We saw what happened, you know what I'm saying, with the other situation with the Russian people that got beaten by savages and how they all jumped them. They couldn't fight one-on-one, man-to-man. You know what I mean? Always have to jump somebody like a damn coward. Took like 100 dudes to beat up 2 men and a woman. You sucker punched a woman, a real coward. Busted up her face real good. That's what a coward does. And then to add insult to injury, you ninjas were out here trying to harass a woman. I believe they were trying to carjack this woman. White man comes along, put on his cape, his Superman cape, felt he was doing the right thing. And rather than that man be commended for his bravery, these savages decide to beat him to a pulp. Those are animals. But why are you calling black folk animals? I'm not calling black folk animals. I'm calling savages animals. These damn demons that are raised in these ghettos, these savage animals, those monsters that you parents don't parent are out here committing crime. And because of that, Trump is going to come for your kids. And I can't wait for him to lock them up. You know? I mean, look at this weirdo here. Somebody says, you're so scared you can't even acknowledge my comment. Let me teach you a little something. I am streaming live, removing my thoughts and putting them in vocal format for you. And I'm flowing. Do you really think I'm looking at that live chat? The live chat is for you to have conversations with other people. My job is to get my message out. From time to time, I may look at the live chat, just like how I looked at your comment. But whatever comment you said, I didn't even see it. Because if I keep looking at the chat, I'll never be able to do my content. Because I'll be too busy reading comments all day rather than giving these people what they came here for based on the title. So, that being said, guys, make sure you double tap the screen to give it a thumbs up. We got about 290 in the building. Let's get about 1,000 people in the building, or at least 3,000 people in the building, because we got to talk about this. The black community need leaders that are going to regulate the community, rid it of these monsters and animals, so that people could live in peace. Why is it that whenever a black man like myself speak on these issues, the black community hates me? And they call me a coon, a sellout. Oh, you're just trying to fit in with white people. They use all of this mess to try to take away the accountability from themselves. Number one, I'm not trying to fit in with nobody. I'm not a part of nobody's group. You know what I'm saying? What I focus on with my content is the truth. A man was beaten to a pulp, beaten savagely by animals, by zoo animals, vicious monsters, hoodlums, gangsters, thugs, and he was beaten. And all that man wanted to do is protect a woman. And the black community ain't doing nothing about it. Instead, you got YouTubers trying to protect criminals now. You got YouTubers trying to protect criminals. There's a YouTuber that is live right now while I'm streaming, guys. Right now. He is live trying to convince his audience that Trump is trying to attack and federalize black people. Man, I tell you, man, it's like black folk don't like no accountability, bro. It's like they don't want no accountability. It's like you can't tell them nothing, bro. Nobody don't want to be in the black community, bro. It's violence everywhere. Guns, killing, stabbings, death, mayhem, destruction. It wasn't like when I was coming up back in the day. Now, don't get me wrong. When I was coming up back in the day, we had people doing dirt, you know. We had people doing dirt. Somebody said, what? Who? Fake Kangro. The hell are you talking about? These people crazy, man. When I was coming up in the game, guys, let me shout out this super chat. Shout out to Mr. Walker for the $2 support. Says salute, brother. Hey, salute for the $2 support. Appreciate you sponsoring the show. So check this out. When I was coming up in the game, there was crime. You know what I mean? They had drugs on the street. You know, the hood always been a crazy place, man. And one thing I can appreciate about how it was back in the day is that even though the hood was wild, there was drugs, drug dealers, gangs, all that type of stuff. The gangbangers, the drug dealers, they regulated the community, meaning there was a sense of order. Even though they were doing dirt, don't get me wrong, they weren't innocent. I'm not in no way condoning what they were doing. But what I'm saying is there was a sense of order in how the community was protected from outsiders. Like the drug dealers, the thugs, the street dudes, they made sure that all of us younger brothers was going to school. They made sure and tell us to respect our parents, do our chores. They kept us in line so that we didn't fall in the same footsteps like them. I remember when I was around certain dealers, some drug dealers, and be in the apartments, hanging out with their little brothers playing video games, and they'll be setting up drugs, doing all different types of things, and I go touch it. And they would grab me like this and drape me up and tell me, don't ever touch this and don't ever mess with this type of stuff that is wrong, it's dirty. And I used to always wonder why you would tell me that and you're doing it. You're being kind of hypocritical. And I remember they used to school me and say, look, we don't want you to be like us. We already messed up. Ain't no turning back for us. But you guys are going to have a better chance. And they made sure that we went to school, respect our folks, our parents, teachers, all of that type of stuff. They told us not to join no gangs. They cleaned up the community even though they were doing dirt. We're not saying those guys are innocent, but at the same time, they instilled values in us back then. You know, I was born in 77. Do the math. I'm 48 years young. So looking back then to now, these kids today are toxic. These kids today are savages. There's no way around it. They act like animals, like literally like they belong in a zoo. And this got the attention of Trump. Imagine that. The community got the attention of Trump. That's crazy work. Normally, Trump get the attention when there's war going on around the world. He get attention when he see these other nations going at it. But the black community is getting the attention of Trump? What? That's crazy. And now what Trump want to do is he want to federalize D.C. because of all the crime, because of what's going on. He's like, look, if you guys are not going to regulate your own communities, get your act together. He said it on video. You know, he said it on video. All you got to do is look it up. He said, if you can't get your act together, we're going to take over. We're going to take over and do what we got to do. And you got a YouTuber right now who literally, this particular YouTuber hates white people. So if you're white and you came across this particular YouTube channel that I'm talking about, this guy hates white people. And it's like all his content is around stirring up hate in blacks against whites. He want a race war to begin. He want blacks and whites to clash together and fight. That's what that particular YouTuber that I'm mentioning is focused on with his content. You know, He wants people to fight and war and kill one another so that he's able to make YouTube videos. I, on the other hand, want to bring awareness to these issues because in all communities, the men are supposed to protect their communities and regulate any sort of issue that's going on. Whether you're in the white community, the white man is supposed to come out of his house, talk to other white men, and make sure that their sons and daughters are not making a fool of themselves outside, which is going to give a bad name to the town. You know, if you go to an Asian community, Asian parents are supposed to regulate their kids to make sure that their children are not outside in gangs and violence and so on and so forth. Why is it that the black community is always on front news with violence, always committing crimes, always doing some sort of dirt? This don't make no sense, man. You know? And it's just a sick place to be, man. Absolutely sick. At Big Papa, how many times are you going to write the same thing, dog? I mean, I understand you want to be heard, but my goodness, man. If you're going to troll, you got to be a decent troll, guy. Like, if you're going to troll in the live, be a decent troll. Don't get yourself blocked. I mean, have fun. But if you keep writing the same thing over and over, then I'm going to have to put you on block list. You know what I mean? I would like for you to stick around and, you know, talk your ish. You know, it is what it is. But at the same time, be a decent troll. You say you want to get blocked? Okay, I'll help you out. He said he want to get blocked, so I'll just do it, okay? All right. So, guys, what do you think is the issue here? Do you feel that the black community, in terms of men, have failed their community and their kids? Because I think a lot of black men are just not doing their job. They're not being fathers. And I'm not talking about the good fathers because I'm a black man. I'm a father. I got 4 daughters. So I'm doing my job. So I'm trying to figure out why other black men are not in their kids' lives to make them decent human beings. I don't understand. I don't understand why black men, because we know the women, they're there for their children. Not all of them. Some women don't even like their kids. They just use their kids to get a check. You know, some child support, food stamps, you know, Section 8, stuff like that. But for the most part, my gripe is with these men. These men, see, I can sit around and talk about women, but that's not really helping the situation. These men are not being responsible men. They're weak. You understand? Their kids are out in the street being savages and animals, and nobody's saying nothing about it. Men are supposed to lead their households. So I'm not going to be here trying to focus on women and, oh, you know, these women not raising their kids. No, we're not here to focus on these women. It's these damn men that are not taking care of their family. It's these men that are not being fathers to their kids. That's where their kids outside being savages. That's where their kids are sticking people up with guns because their damn father ain't ish. That's why. He's not being a man of the house. So his son is out there being a damn woman, being emotional, taking out his frustration on innocent people, robbing them. You got these young men robbing women to the point where a white guy had to come in to save the day. A white guy. And what did the black community do? They beat him. They beat him. Rather than them say, hey, man, that was good looking, man. You saved that woman, bro. Good job. Nah, they beat him down to rob him too. Trump said, I'm tired of this mess. I am tired of these ninjas beating and robbing people all damn day. Where are their parents? Now that don't mean that in the white community you don't got dirt. That don't mean that in the white community you don't got some serial killer in the work or in the making, going up to schools killing kids. You got that type of stuff in the white community too. So if you white, don't think that you got it all good and the black community is just in shambles. You got your issues too. But see, your situation is not the topic today. I just wanted to throw that out there because sometimes you'll have white folk that'll come in and it's like they enjoy when you talk about black issues. This is not a white black thing. This is about the truth. If the topic was about white communities and the kids are violent and they're committing crimes, you would be the topic of discussion right now. It's just so happened this issue is a situation where a white kid, a white guy, a former employee of a particular company was violently assaulted and beaten, and the black community is silent on the matter. And it got to the point where Trump said, enough is enough. We got to do something about it. I try to tell them, and they don't understand. But we're gonna send the federal people down there, and I just don't understand these people. They just don't have fathers in their homes, and I try to be reasonable with them, and they just don't listen. And that's pretty much what Trump is doing. He's tired of it, and he's ready to do what needs to be done. Why does it take Trump to clean up your community? Why can't the black man clean up his own community like a man? Why? Shout out to all the farmers out there, man. Shout out to all the farmers in the South, all the farmers out there that stay on their grind. You guys, y'all work hard, y'all take care of business, y'all do what y'all gotta do. I'm trying to figure out why the black man can't be like that. Why the black man can't clean up his community. If a farmer can take care of the cattle, if the farmer can take care of the field. I've seen many farms out here where I live, and it's a lot of agricultural businesses and farms and various things out here. And these men are able to maintain these things. Why can't the black man come together with other black men in the black community and say, all right, enough is enough. There will be no more crime. And talk to the youth. Where is that? Because we had that back in the day. Back in the day, we had that. We had men that, even though they did dirt, I'm not excusing it. I'm not saying that it was perfect. We had a lot of drug dealers. There was a lot of drugs. There was guns. But at the same time, I'm telling you, back then, it was a time where if you act up, your neighbor would whoop your tail. If you were out in the street cussing, acting a fool, your neighbor would whoop your tail. Your mom would come home. She would tell your mom you were in the street cussing. And then your mom would whoop your ass right out there. And her and that lady would go out and have a drink. That's where I came from. That's the cloth I came from, where it was a community. The parents looked after each other's kids. If you were doing something crazy, Miss Johnson would say something. Miss Nancy would say something. And the man from the store would say something. Everybody was making, it was like a village, even though it was the hood, it was the ghetto. We were poor, broke, eating government cheese. We still was able to have a community that actually cared about the kids to keep us on the right path, even though all hell was around us. We were still kept on the right path. It was as if though they really cared about us. And that's why people like me, never been arrested, of no crime, never had no run-ins with the law, no traffic offenses, nothing, a clean record. You know why? Because the streets raised me, my parents raised me, the neighbors raised me. We had actual role models that kept us on the right path. My question is, why in the black community there are no leaders doing this? Why Dr. Umar Johnson ain't out there in D.C.? He's busy trying to get your money to get some damn school. He's a damn charlatan, a fraud. Where's all these leaders? What's going on? Where's Dr. Umar Johnson to go talk to the youth? Come on now. Yeah, the crack era was tough. Crack era was tough, fam. Look, I keep it a buck with people. And I know this is social media. People will clown people. They'll tell jokes. They'll troll you. They'll talk ish. But my mom was on crack, bruh. My mom was on drugs. She struggled. You know what I mean? She died of cancer. God rest her soul. She passed away. And, I love my mama, but she was on drugs. A lot of parents was on drugs back in the day. But she eventually got off the drugs. That's the good news. She got off the drugs. She gave her life to Jesus Christ, got into the church, cleaned up, and was restored. But it was a rough time. Uncles was on drugs. Cousins was on drugs. It was a crazy time. So think about the time where I came from, and yet I turned out to be a decent human being when I was in a crazy environment. I seen all sorts of people. All my friends' parents was on drugs. The whole block. Your mama was on drugs or your dad was on drugs. Somebody was on drugs. You couldn't even diss nobody, mama. You couldn't even laugh at nobody because somebody in your family was on drugs. Now, some of you in the live chat that may, come in here and troll, you may talk crap. You could go ahead and do that. You could never do that in my face, but you could do that on social media. So I won't even pay you no mind. But my point is, I'm keeping it real with you, the people. I know what I'm talking about. So when I look at today's day, I don't see nobody in the black community holding the community accountable. Nobody's leading the youth. The youth is effed up. And there's nobody out here putting in work to make sure that they're not out here committing these crimes. And the penitentiary is being filled with nothing but black men and Hispanic men from the ghetto. It's like a vacuum cleaner. Why? Because nobody really cares. Everybody just trying to make money off the black community. None of these rappers are in the hood. None of these rappers are going to DC to clean up the communities. All they focusing on is making money. Obama didn't do a damn thing. Obama didn't care about the black community. Mayor David Dinkins, he ain't care about the black community. None of these people cared about the black community. They were just there to give black face to make the black community feel that we got a black president. Matter of fact, the black community got worse. The black community got worse. Hip hop is also responsible for making the black community get worse. All of the rap music, the violence, the trap music, the drill music, shoot 'em up, gang, 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 all that mess. That stuff destroyed the youth. It destroyed the youth. Back in the day, we had Public Enemy. We had Big Daddy Kane, Rakim. We had a lot of different MCs and artists that even if they made what you would call, quote unquote, gangster music or just hip hop, it had a message. Tribe Called Quest, Poor Righteous Teachers, Digital Underground, Arrested Development. I mean, you had all different types of groups back then. We had real music. We had real music that, had a message, that would keep you in school. You even had rappers that when they would rap, they would look educated. I forgot exactly the rap group. Y'all might remember the name, but it was a particular rap group. And every time they would rap, a brother would have his glasses on, his shirt tie, looking like he's had a preppy look, like he in college. And he would rap about real stuff. We weren't introduced to all the poison. You know what I mean? So I think we had a better opportunity. The kids today, man, they're listening to the devil's music. They're listening to the devil's music, man. De La Soul. Yep. De La Soul. Yeah, we had a lot of groups, man. We could go on and on and on. That's the kind of music that kept us out of trouble. The music today is of the devil. It is what it is, man. So now, Trump, in case you're coming in the building, make sure you double tap the screen, guys. Make sure you're supporting the show. We keep it real over here. All is welcome. Whether you're a troll or whatever the case is, as long as you're not disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Those are the ground rules. Like, if I don't see your disrespect, then there's nothing I can do. But if I see your disrespect or whatever, then I'm going to have to remove you from the show. But I really want everybody to join the show because I want to have this conversation because a lot of you talk amongst your people in your own private world. whether you're white, black, whatever the case is. I'm trying to figure out why the black community cannot solve their own problems. The Jewish community could solve their problems. The Jewish community know how to solve their own problems. How is it that the Jewish man can come together and sit down at the round table with other men and decide what they're going to do for their community, their schools, their supermarkets, and they get it done? How is it that they're able to do that, but yet the black man is unable to come together with his own brothers, but he screamed black power, but he can't seem to come together economically, intellectually, to speak on these issues and solve them by next week? It's frustrating that Trump have to step in to federalize DC because black men want to act like savages. And you wondering why BET shut down the Soul Train Music Awards and the BET Awards. You wondering why they shut it down and said it's over. You know why? Ratchetness, savage behavior. Rappers are getting killed every year. The hip hop genre of music caused more death than any genre of music. If you take every genre of music, all of those artists, singers, musicians are able to live their whole life. But black MCs, lyricists, rappers, producers are always dying. Always. Why? Why is it that you see these artists dying? And notice this, guys. The artists back in the days, in the 80s and 90s, they weren't getting killed. They weren't. It's once we got into the late, I think like the late 90s, early 2000s, you start seeing these deaths, man. Rappers being sacrificed by the industry. Rappers being murdered due to gang violence. Jealousy. That's where it comes from, fam. When you see black on black crime, it's all out of jealousy. Jealousy, that's what it is. Black men jealous of other black men. All hate. They mad because you dress fly. They mad because you got a nice car. They mad because you got a nice looking woman. So they say, you know what? I'm going to unalive him. I cannot stand seeing this brother fly. I cannot stand seeing this brother in a nice car. I can't stand seeing him with a nice woman. I want a nice woman. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to unalive him. But yet we want to scream black power? Man, stop it. You don't got no power because you killing your own. And that's why Trump got to come in to be your daddy. The white man got to come in to be the daddy to the black man. What a shame. The white man got to come into the black community to be your daddy. But you want to talk about slavery. No. Trump shouldn't even have to come into the black community for nothing. Black men are supposed to be leading the way, leading their children. Why nobody's doing it? Trump made it very clear. If you don't get your act together, we coming in. We coming in to take over. You know? We coming in to take over. You said mamas aren't there, always there either. We're not talking about the mamas. We're talking about the men. When it's time for war, who do we send? The women or the men? Who do we send? If a burglar tries breaking in my house, do I call my wife and tell her go handle that? Or do I go handle that? or tell my kids, y'all go handle it. Who supposed to deal with it? Who supposed to deal with it? The man. So we're not here to talk about the women. We're not here to talk about them. That's easy. That's an easy thing to do. We're talking about the men controlling, dominating, supervising, regulating their communities so that Trump don't have to do it. Because if Trump do it, it's going to affect these kids. These kids are going to be in penitentiaries, tried as adults. They're going to literally federalize DC. It's going to be a mess. You know? Yeah, only men can handle that. You know? Because it's like, what I don't like, guys, is this. I understand that there are women out there that don't take care of their kids. So I'm not excusing them. Right? I know there's women out there that are ratchet in the black community. But as a man, I got to take responsibility. As a man. Not put it on the woman. Where are the men to take care of their damn communities? That's all I'm saying. The white man take care of his. The white man take care of his communities. The white man will go out of his way. In the South, everybody got guns. You can't be out here playing. You can't be out here selling drugs. Maybe in the hood, in the projects somewhere. But out in the South, in the nice areas, you can't be doing that mess. You can't do that. You cannot be listen, you cannot be no drug dealer, gang member in any suburban community. Nope. Can't do it. It ain't going to work. It's not going to work. They're going to pack you up. They're going to get you up on out of there. The people will vote you out. The people will literally come to your door. They would vote you out of the community. They would call the law. Police will be at your door. You can't play those games. Only in the projects you could do that. Only in the projects. In a predominantly black community, yeah, you could get away with drugs, violence, all that stuff because nobody called the cops. And it's not that nobody's calling. Black folk don't call the police. You guys are being the black community suffering violence and crime, know who's doing the crime, but refuse to call the cops. You don't want to call the cops. That's crazy. Yeah, the no snitching culture. Well, I ain't calling the police. Even though I saw that man shot Granny. He shot Grandma. He was trying to hit Tyrone. Grandma got grazed, and then the bullet got lodged in her throat. You see what I mean? And she ended up dying. Y'all saw that happen. Police is knocking on doors like, hey, fam. Yo, y'all seen what happened? Nah, yo, I ain't see what happened, man. You know what I mean? I don't know who did it, officer. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no snitch. You know what I mean? You sure you ain't seen nothing, son? Nah, man. Stop asking me those questions. Why you keep looking around? I don't want nobody to see me talking to you, you know what I mean? I don't want to make you think that I'm a snitch. That's the black community for you guys. It's sad. You said English, please? So you don't understand English? At desert heat? You don't understand English? Because you said English, please. So are you saying you don't understand me? Is that what it is? Are you a foreigner? Is English your first language? Maybe you don't understand English. ¿Te habla inglés? You know? I don't know if you understand. Do you understand me? Are you there? I guess he's not going to answer. It's just a troll, guys. Let's see what we got. I am glad I live in Alabama. Yup, I spent 12 years in Sunnydale Projects in San Francisco. Yeah, the hood is wild. You know what I mean? I lived in the projects too. You know? I lived in the hood, in the projects in Brooklyn, New York. In the hood. Shout out to Brooklyn. You know what I mean? Shout out to all the projects, everybody in the hood, in them streets. I already know what that's like. You know what I mean? It's treacherous. It can break you. If you don't have a plan, if you're not active, it can really mess you up. You know? Let me see. So it's like, it takes like people who was raised in the hood, raised in the projects, and was able to do better and make something of themselves. You know the struggle. And you'll never forget. And typically people that was raised in the hood and they was able to leave, they were able to move out, better themselves, they typically turn out to be good people because they remember where they came from. So you don't take for granted what you got now. You know, you don't take for granted. You see it as a blessing, and you thank the Most High for allowing you to even see those days, because it's like, man, I know the struggle. I know what it's like. The thing that I don't like about the hood is that there's really no love. There's no love, man. It's like it's a dog eat dog world. I'm not saying everybody is the same. You got some good people in the hood. You got some people that look out. You got some real good people in the hood. Everybody ain't savages, but for the most part, it's the youth. It's the youth. The youth that is coming up are the savages and the animals in the black community. Not really the adults who, you know, they up there in their age, you know what I'm saying? They're not out there doing the crime. It's like them teenage years, all up into those that are like in their mid-20s. They out here crashing out. They crashing out every day. You know? They crashing out like crazy, man. And it's sick. It's really, really sick, man. Because it's like you're seeing the youth throwing their life away and nobody's there to teach them nothing. And it's like, damn, what's going on upstairs in their brain? Why black folk keep committing crime? Why don't we get our lives together? Why we like having this negative image on us where everybody around the world see us as savages? See, when I say these ninjas are savages and animals, black people get mad at me. I'm black. I'm not a savage and I'm not an animal. So the people that I'm talking about is not regular common black folk. I'm talking about ninjas, animals, savages, the degenerates of our communities that are out here killing people and committing crimes. I don't like them. You understand? I don't. And I can't wait for Trump to pack them up, because it's going to take an intervention, a God intervention, to clean up the damn community. And hopefully he could bring this federal regulation to all communities. Since the black man don't want to do his job, since the black man don't want to be a father, a man, it's going to take the white man to do it. And when he do it, don't cry. Don't cry. Don't say you're being oppressed. You had ample opportunity to clean up your own community. You don't want to do it? Okay, Trump is going to do it. You know? Trump is going to do it. Yeah, they need role models, but these ninjas don't want to be role models. You got a YouTuber that's on live right now, probably already came off, because he got to watch me. And he there defending the savages. He was literally trying to make it seem like he don't even believe the story about the white guy that got beat. He don't even believe it. The dude saved a woman's life. He tried to clean it up about, well, you got to commend him for helping the woman, but then he said, well, but I don't even believe the story. I'm like, dude, you capping, bro. You just, it's like he have a deep hatred for whites, and I understand. You got a lot of black people like that. They have a deep hatred for whites, just like you have some whites that hate blacks. But my point is, with the black community, you have a lot of black racists that don't like white people, but they don't say they're racist. They say stuff like, they say stupid stuff like, black people can't be racist. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. Black people can't be racist. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. Anybody could be a racist. Anybody. Whether you white, black, anybody. Let me see. Do you hate blacks? How could I hate blacks? I hate animals, savages, killers, drug dealers, pedophiles. Yeah, I hate them. So if a person is white and they're a killer, I don't like them. If they're black and they're a killer, I don't like them. Right? Yeah, animals. What do you call a man that savagely beat a woman? A saint or an animal? What do you call him? What do you call a white man that savagely abused children? Do you call him a saint or an animal? Because for some reason, I guess you probably think that I'm just saying black people are animals. No, that's not what I said. How could I? Do you not see me? You can see me, right? Okay. I'm a black man, just in case you don't know, right? If I say savages, animals, I'm talking about these criminals, these demons that are in the street terrorizing their community, causing people to be afraid to come outside. Those people. No different than if you had savages in the white community, animals in the white community. It's all the same. What do you think this is? Like anybody that's white, that's a killer, they're a saint to me? No, they're a damn animal and a savage too. If you're a racist white man and you hate people, you're a savage animal too. How do you feel now? Doesn't matter who you are. I don't care about race issue. What I care about is the truth. Why the black man can't control his own kids. Why? You said white people history. Prove it. Prove what? Let me see. He said white people nature is aggressive, but they flip the narrative. You sure it's not that you're a little racist too? Just admit it. You know what I'm saying? Let me ask you a question. Do you love white people? At JJ, do you love white people? Huh? Do you love white people? Answer the question, JJ. JJ, do you love white people? Come on, JJ. Don't be afraid. Answer the question. Come on. Answer the question. Answer the question. I asked you if you love white people. I didn't ask if you don't, if you saying I don't hate them, you're gaslighting. I asked you, do you love white people? Do you see how it's difficult for you to say that? Do you see that? Do you see why it's difficult? It's difficult for you to say that. You just said, I don't hate them. Well, if you don't hate them, then that means you love them, right? Are you going to say that? You said, but their people have history of aggression. So you hate white people. Just say it, man. Damn. Just say you hate white people. Because it's like, you're saying their people have aggression. Black people have aggression. Black people hate each other. Black people kill one another. It's the truth. You have white men that kill white men every day. You got white men that kill white men all the time. You remember that story? I'm not sure what state it was in. It was a snowy season. You had an older white gentleman, and I use the word gentleman loosely. He lived across the street. And I guess there was another white couple that lived across the street from him. They must have had been using their snowblower, and they blew the snow on his driveway after he finished, I guess, shoveling or whatever the case is. Put a 1 if you remember that story. They were outside running at the mouth, the wife and the husband. The white man said, "I'll be right back." He went inside. He went and got the shotgun, came outside, and he unalived him straight. Unalived him. White man. So, a lot of times you think everybody that's white like each other. No. No, you got neighbors from hell, man. You got some people, you got some white guys that they don't like their neighbor. Their neighbor's white. They don't like them. All white people, listen, all white people are not equal. Trust me. All white people are not the same. You got different classifications of white people out here. Different types of white folk. They're not the same. You got some white folk, they don't like this particular kind of white folk. They don't. They'll be peaceful. You'll be friendly to people who, if somebody treat you nice, you treat them nice. But what I'm saying is, people keep thinking that everybody that's white get along. No. They don't. Right? Somebody said they not all bad. Yeah, they not all bad, just like black folk are not all bad. We got bad apples in the bunch everywhere. There's sometimes when white people commit crimes, it pisses white people off because it's like, damn, we in the news again. Look at it. Look at the news, man. Look at this. White guy stabs black man to death. Oh boy, now me and my neighbor gonna have a conversation because his neighbor's black. So it's like now they're gonna have that conversation in the morning. I hope my neighbor don't think I'm a racist, It be like that, You might have a black family that was harassed by a white family in a community, and then when other neighbors catch wind of what happened, they become uncomfortable because they don't want that black family to think everybody's a racist. So it makes them feel some type of way. It should. It's just like when I see black crimes every day on TV. It makes black people look bad. It really do. Because when people look at me, they'll assume, oh, he got locks. He must be a thug. He must be a gangster. Probably got a felony, robbed a couple of people. That's typical of what they'll assume. But I'm nothing like that. I've never been arrested in my life. I never had handcuffs on me, except when I was a kid when we used to play with the handcuffs. Y'all remember Cops and Robbers, and you get the cop uniform and you would arrest your brother or whatever, or your cousin. That's the only time I had fake cuffs on me. And we used to go like this and pop it. Y'all remember those fake handcuffs? But that's about it. Let me see. You said yelling. Oh, you're one of those little PTS whatever. You must have woke up on the wrong side of the bed. What happened to you? Okay, don't want to trigger you. Trigger me? Oh no, we just got started. We was waiting for you all night. I'm glad you showed up to the party. Welcome to the show. Let me read some of your comments. You says, if anything, our community is doing what the elites want. That's it. I'm tired of mother effers acting like racism doesn't exist. We're all accountable for our own actions, but programming exists. So answer me this question. Why is it that the black community can't clean up itself? Are you telling me that the black community is not educated enough or incapable of cleaning up their own garbage? Are you telling me that they're not smart enough or intelligent enough to understand right from wrong? Because you're saying that, if anything, our community is doing what the elites want. That don't make no sense, because if the black community is living a certain way, they made a choice, right? I can't make you jump off a bridge, can I? Could I make you jump off a bridge? Will you do it? I don't think you'll do it. I think you'll be smart enough to recognize that if you jump off that bridge, you're going to die. So most likely, if I told you, hey, Asia, jump off the bridge, you're going to be like, hell no. The hell I look like jumping off a bridge? It don't make no sense. So the truth of the matter is, black people make choices, but we make excuses. And we blame white people for everything because we're cowards. We always want to blame the white man, slavery. I'm tired of hearing about slavery. I'm tired of hearing these damn slave movies. I'm tired of black folk complaining about the white man, the white man, the white man holding me down, the white man oppressing me. Stop it. Nobody's holding you down. You're able to jump into your car. You're able to shop at supermarkets. Nobody's telling you this is the white man bathroom. You got to go into that bathroom. That's the black bathroom. Nobody's doing that today. So what I find is you have a lot of blacks that are living in the past. I ain't saying that to totally forget the atrocities that happened to our people, but it didn't happen to you. You weren't on a plantation, so stop it. You weren't being sold, so stop it. You didn't endure anything in terms of the transatlantic slave trade. Your ancestors did. So stop clout chasing off your ancestors. Stop clout chasing off of the people that died for you to even be able to have a sense of freedom in America. You should be happy that you're able to even be on this live stream and black. You should be excited that there aren't no rules in the world that prohibit blacks from even being online. So it's like, for me, it just doesn't make any sense. You're clout chasing off your ancestors suffering. You have the Tariq Nasheeds of the world, who is always trying to make black people hate white people all day, trying to reinstill slavery as if though we were on a plantation. I don't recall picking cotton. I'm not denying slavery existed. All I'm saying is I'm not going to live in the past and keep focusing on slavery. I got bills to pay. I got kids to take care of. I got to provide. I got to work towards my goals. I don't got time to be in the past talking about the white man is the devil and, oh, no, these white people are just trying to oppress me. Nobody's holding me back. I don't see no chain around my neck. I'm not on nobody's plantation. I live in a nice community, you see? And maybe some white folk probably wondering, how the heck did I get here? Like, how is he able to afford being here? He's black. I'm not one of those types, but I'm pretty sure you might have some people that might be thinking about that, because they have communities like that where they don't think you belong there, or they're trying to figure out your pockets. That's why I really don't like living in communities where you're in close proximity to other neighbors, because they tend to be nosy. They're always watching you, watching what you do. Always want to be in your business. It is what it is. I mean, I have to coexist. So of course I'm respectful. I'm pretty much respectful of all neighbors. I do what's right. I'm kind, courteous, but I just stick to myself. I don't really talk to nobody unless I'm being spoken to, or a situation, arises where, okay, you strike up a conversation. But I pretty much just keep to myself, because a lot of people are weird. A lot of people are crashing out. A lot of people are just evil. And it doesn't matter if you're white or black. People can be very wicked, A lot of the hate that I get come from black people. For real. Matter of fact, all the hate I get come from black people. So it's like, I'm not sitting around waiting for the white man nor am I trying to make it seem like white people are better. So I don't want you to think that like, oh, he's talking like the white man is like God and black man ain't ish. That's not what this is about. No, by any means necessary. This is about truth. Trump is about to federalize the black community. They're going to take it over and rid the community, like literally, of all the crime and all the evil. And what that translates into young black men going to penitentiaries. You know, a lot of young black men will be in a penitentiary. You said, somebody said that I'm jealous of somebody. Let me see. You said, what's this person's name? Scud, whatever. Let me see. Scud. You says, you don't make no sense. If I don't make no sense, sir, why are you watching me? If I'm not making no sense. If I'm not making no sense, why would you be watching me? That would mean you're not making sense. That would make you insane. That you would be sitting here watching a man that you think ain't making no sense. Right? You're here to tell me that I'm jealous of somebody. No, you're jealous of me. That's why you're here. You're one of my fans. You're literally watching me. I'm not watching you. I don't even care about you. You're watching me. Think about that. You're a monitoring spirit. You came from another platform to monitor me. You don't think you're sick? Shouldn't you be monitoring the black community? Shouldn't you be cleaning up the black community of all the crime and violence? Shouldn't you be going down to DC to speak to these youths? Instead, you over here being a ninja. Didn't I just say, guys, that all of my enemies are black? Didn't I tell y'all that? All of my enemies are black. All of them. You know? Go on over there, back by that damn channel over there. Don't come over here. Right? Put you on the block list. Right? Yeah. See what I mean, guys? It's always a ninja. I'm over here having a good old conversation with you guys, and you have this damn animal that come over here to tell me that I'm jealous of somebody, to tell me I'm not making no sense, but he's watching me. That's insanity. I would not be watching somebody that I feel is not making sense. I would leave. You know? Said, please don't acknowledge these mother effers. It's not really acknowledging them. It's just that you got to roast them and pack them up and use them as an example while doing a live stream, because what I'm trying to do is confirm what I've been saying. The enemies that I got are black. They're not white. They're black, which means there is really no love with black folk. There is none. You know, like when black people be like brothers and sisters, all of that is bull crap, man. Ain't no brothers and sisters. Black folk hate each other badly. We have a sickness, you know, a very, very serious sickness of hating one another. Notice this, guys. This whole message is a positive message on encouraging black men to clean up the community. But these demons, these savages are coming over here to argue with me. It's like you would think they would be congratulating me. But no, they're trying to compare me to that other guy that is defending the savages. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm telling the truth. They don't want me to speak the truth. They want me to be a savage. They want me to ignore the problems of the black community and be like a Al Sharpton, a Ben Crump. You know that black so-called civil rights attorney that always come around anytime it's a white versus black issue. That's when you see that attorney. You never see that attorney when it's black on black crime. Never. You never see Ben Crump when it's black on black crime. He always pop up out of the woodworks when it's a situation where you have a white man hurt a black man. Then here he come trying to get rich, trying to get money. Bruh, all these people are savages, bruh. You said, and what's your point? Obviously, you didn't graduate high school. So hold up, let me get this straight. You never been in a college class? You never seen a professor? You never been in high school listening to the teacher? You asking me what's my point? I've been speaking all this time, you ain't hear my point? Damn, you slow. If you got problems getting the understanding of what I just finished talking about, then that means you ain't graduate high school. I know you don't have no high school diploma. I know. You know, sometimes people tell on themselves, you know, no reading comprehension skills, short attention span. The list goes on and on. You know? You said just a lot of babble. Why are you here? That's the question I want to know. I wouldn't be here if that was the case. Then does it make any sense? Right? You said we somehow slipped into the worst timeline. Well, then leave. It's not, you know, you're not helping yourself. I mean, that's like walking into a store and then telling me while I'm in the store, hey, sir, we just kind of slipped into the store. We don't know how we got here. You sound crazy. Trust me. I never heard people talk like that. Can I help you, sir? Oh, we just slipped into the wrong timeline. I don't know why I'm in the store. Or here's a great one. What the heck is this, bro? Why there's a bunch of men dancing on poles? Why are men giving men lap dances? Yo, this club is crazy, bro. What the heck is going on in here? Bro, can I help you? Yeah, all these men in here lap dancing on each other. You're in a gay bar. A gay bar? The hell? Man, all you guys in here, man, y'all crazy. Dude, do you realize you're in a gay bar? If you're not gay, why are you in the bar? Do you see my point? So the moral of the story is this. Like, if you're not interested in the content, leave. It's that simple. You know, people that are interested in something normally stick around. The people who are not, they just go like this. Let me see what we got. Are you trying to tell us something? Yeah, I'm trying to tell you that you're living on the rainbow side. You need to come out the closet at Billy. Billy Bob. You need to come out the closet, Billy Bob. Are you trying to tell us something? Are you trying to use my example as a way to come out the closet? Billy Bob, come on now. Guys, Billy Bob want to come out the closet. Billy Bob took my example and he's trying to use it to come out the closet. He's trying to give us a sign, guys. Billy Bob. Wow, that's a crazy corn star name. Billy Bob. Wow. Billy Bobbit. Billy the Bobhead. Man. Billy want to come out the closet, bro. That's crazy, bro. Billy, are you upset? I hope you're not offended. You know what I mean? It's okay if you want to come out the closet. You know? You've been in the closet too long, Billy. You need to come out the closet, bro. Notice this other person here. Somebody named G.A. Omnisphere says, except the boxing match of a demon YouTuber wants that fade, Ringo. Do you see, guys, the black community violence? That's all the black community is into. Violence, crime, death, All of these trolls from this other YouTuber's platform, they're all over here watching me. That's what they do, guys. None of my viewers go watch that guy. They don't even be in their comments, nothing. His viewers are literally in my chat promoting violence and crime. Violence and crime. Notice this. How come Omnisphere, how come you don't go to DC and help the black community to rid it of violence and crime? How come you don't do that? You know why? Because you a coward. You love violence and crime. You're an instigator. That's what you are. So let me help you out. Put you on the block list. Right? Let's see what we got. Okay. They continue. Well, they can't handle their drink. They need to take care of thyself, for it's judgment time. The black community needs to take care of itself, man. Black people really hate each other, guys. If you're from any other community, white community, Asian community, whatever community you're from, I don't know the politics of your community, but one thing I do know is the politics of the black community. Black people hate themselves badly. It's in their DNA. It's something that I had to deal with all my life, is hate that come from blacks. I had white friends in school. I went to an all-white junior high, an all-white high school in Brooklyn. It had blacks in the school, but it was predominantly white. It was in Bensonhurst, so, you know, there's a lot of white people there. But my point is, I lived around black folk, and all my enemies were black. All my haters were black. Anybody that was jealous was black. So as you grow up, you mature, you become a man, an adult. It seemed as though all I see and all I get is black people hating me. I never really experienced or seen black people come together and love one another. I never really seen that. I don't even know what that looks like. That's crazy. I don't even know what that looks like. All I've ever seen from the black community is bloodshed and hate. That's all I see. Black folk hate each other. You know? Yes, always competition. Always competition. You get a pair of sneakers, they're going to get the same pair. You buy a car, they buy a car. You get a house, they want to get a house. You get an apartment, they want to do the same thing. It's like, bro, I don't got that kind of time, man. It's crazy. You said that's not true? Categorizing people? Why you all hurt for, Isaac? Come on, man. With a name like Isaac, you're supposed to be wise, man. I hope you serving the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Because you're saying that, that's not true. You're categorizing people. How am I categorizing people? I don't know you. Right? You're categorizing people. You're projecting on me. The host is conditioned and programmed. Why would you say that, JJ? That don't even make no sense. Program? Ain't nobody programmed me. I'm trying to deprogram you. You're in the matrix. I'm Morpheus trying to get Neo in the real world. You are sitting there delusional thinking you eating steak and chicken, when it's not steak and it's not chicken, but your mind is telling you that it is. I'm trying to wake you up, but you're delusional. Let's see. Speaking from personal experience, he's right about black communities. Of course. You know, personal experience, you had your experience, I have mine. And you most likely lived through what I'm talking about and can relate. And it's very troubling and sick. It's like, and when I talk about these things, black people get mad at me. They say, oh, you're trying to be white. Trying to be white? I'm not trying to be white. No. I bet he have a so-called white wife. Wrong. I have a black wife. And 4 black daughters, right? So please save me all of the trying to be white thing. No. I'm actually holding black people accountable because they don't want to clean up their communities. And now Donald Trump is going to federalize these communities and pretty much whip the community into shape. You know, it is what it is. Let me see. You look like Snoop. No, I don't. You're infatuated by Snoop. There's no way you could tell me that I look like Snoop. That's crazy, right? You see locks and a hat, and you assume Snoop. No. Let's see. What is being black? What are you talking about? I don't know. That's crazy. You're being trolled by Mambaya. What? I don't know. So let's see what we got. So Trump is pretty much sending out a warning to the black community that if black men, it's really a warning to black men. It's really, Trump's warning is really towards black men. He's basically telling black men, look, clean up your community or we're going to come in and take over. That's what he's saying. You know? So all I'm trying to put out there is for black men to step up to the plate, do what y'all got to do so that the federal government don't come in and send the feds into the community. Because once they come in, they're going to put all of these young black men into captivity. You know? Well, what's so crazy is the other YouTuber, he's protecting the criminals. He don't like when I talk about black men being savages in these hoods and ghettos. It's the truth. They're ghetto savages and animals who love to kill and rob and hurt innocent people, including women and children. And he gets mad at me when I do that. He tries to say that I'm trying to tear down the black community. No, I'm trying to tear down the ghetto hood culture that creates savage youth that want to kill people. You know? That's what I'm against. I'm totally against that. I'm pretty sure any white man in his community would not want to see a bunch of young white boys running around the street acting the fool. No, he ain't going to sit there and just tolerate that mess. If white men in the white community seen a bunch of knucklehead white kids running around acting like they gangsters, I'm sure he going to check them. I'm sure he going to pull them to the side and be like, what the hell you doing? And get on their tail. He ain't going to sit there and just tolerate that buffoonery. No. Especially if that's one of his sons. Nah. Embarrassing him? No. When your kids act a fool, they embarrass you as a parent. You know? Let me see. Just think of the craziness, just think of the craziness that blacks people hate this guy for wanting a safe community. That's the thing that's very disheartening and troubling, is that I'm trying to hold them accountable so that we could do better. They don't want that. They want the community to be violent and unsafe for women and children. Kids can't even come and go outside and play in the black community because people are shooting guns all day. There's nothing wrong with shooting guns at the target practice in the woods. If you're in the South, ain't nothing wrong with that. But in the black community, it's shooting guns at each other. And innocent kids are getting caught in the crossfire while riding their bikes. You know? You tried to hold them accountable, they get mad at you and call you a coon or a Sambo or some nonsense to try to turn their audiences against me. And this is what they do all the time. I'm referring to like YouTubers, black YouTubers. They hate me. You know what I'm saying? They hate me with a passion. They don't like me one bit because I hold them accountable. You know? You got drug issues, gang violence, teen pregnancies, young black men impregnating these women, not wanting to stick around. All they want to do is have sex. And consequently, all these women are broken. Yes, women make decisions to get with men. I get all of that. But these men are taking advantage of these women, guys. Let's just be real. Women are very vulnerable, especially when it comes to words. A man can sweet talk his way into a woman's pants. And it's so easy to do. All you got to do is run game, sweet talk that woman, sauce her up with words. Before you know it, man, she's ready. You got her. And these black men have been successful in destroying these women, leaving them with babies. And these women have to go work at jobs. Imagine that. You're a single mom. You got to go to a 9 to 5, work, then pick your child up at daycare, cook, clean, be a mama, get back up to go back to work. That's crazy. That's crazy. You know? And again, I know women make decisions, so don't come for me telling me, but these women making bad decisions, Ringo, man. Come on now. Don't be pandering to these women. I'm not pandering to these women. Yes, women make bad decisions. Yes, they decided to sleep up with that man. Yes, they decided to open their legs. I get it. It's a bad decision. But what I'm calling for is for men to step up. What I'm calling for is for men to step up and be men. Y'all don't want to do that. Instead, y'all want to get mad at me for speaking the truth. That's crazy. You know? A lot of women already know they messed up. They don't need you to keep beating them up. They already know they messed up already. They already know they made bad choices. Remember, women are emotional. When women are wrong, they don't even like to admit they're wrong. They're emotional. Most women don't even like to admit when they're wrong. So as a man, when you understand the nature of a woman, you already know how she moves. You know how she thinks. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get men to be accountable for the state of their community. That's what I'm focused on. You know, why is it that we have to wait for the white man to tell us what we got to do? I thought you believed that slavery is over. So why are you still looking for the white man to give you commands? Why are you waiting for the white man? Imagine that. Trump is planning on federalize the so-called black community in DC because of all the crime, because they beat this white guy up. And the black community feel that me making these live streams is doing a disservice to the black community. That's crazy work. I should have 1 million views on this video. This video should be viral. But as always, people act like they don't see it. They turn a blind eye to the truth and they hate me. And all I'm trying to do is bring about change in the black community. Because if not, Trump is going to do what he got to do. And I don't want to hear nobody crying about this is racist. Trump is wrong. He's trying to just put black men in prison. No, black men are committing crimes. Anybody that commit crimes should be brought to justice. I don't care about none one of you ninjas. If you committing crimes, I want you to go to prison. I want you to stay there. I want you off the streets. If you're a rapist, if you molest kids, I want you in prison. I want you to stay there. I don't want you to ever come out. I don't like you. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. Whether you white, black, if you're a killer, drug dealer, you abuse kids, beat women, rape kids, I don't want to see you on the street. I want you to burn in prison. You know what I mean? So I hope that Trump speed up this process and get it going, because black men are not going to do anything. They're not going to clean up the community. They're lazy. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about the working class black man. And it's sad that I got to make all of these points and statements, because like people have selective hearing. They typically hear what they want to hear. Like I'll say one thing, they heard something else. They weird. So I'm not talking about the respectful, civilized black man that works a job, takes care of his family, provides for his kids. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about the animals, the savages, these bum thug ninjas that sit on corners all day committing crimes and drinking Henny and smoking weed. I don't like them. You understand? I don't. Because they're the ones shooting, killing kids and beating up women and leaving them with babies and raping sisters on rooftops. You know, most women, if they really be honest, been literally sexually assaulted by either a family member, a close relative, a friend, uh, somebody in the community. Some women been gang raped in their youth. And a lot of women have this trauma that they carry, this horror story of savages, animals, disgusting beasts holding her down against her will and violently taking advantage of her. A lot of women have those stories and they don't talk about it because it brings back the pain. And yet when I deal with these issues, I try to deal with them in a manner where we can hold black men accountable. Hopefully somebody will see this video, watch the replay, and say, you know what, he's right. At first, I was trolling. At first, I was talking ish. But then I realized this guy is speaking a lot of truth. So women been through hell and hot waters, man. A lot of women have SA stories. A lot. I would say probably 7 out of 10. Probably 7 out of 10 women, man, probably been SA'd. That's a high number, man. 7 out of 10. Believe it or not, guys. This ain't a joke. They just don't tell nobody. They don't tell nobody about their experiences, but a lot of women been SA'd when they were younger by a cousin, uncle, sometimes even by a woman. That's right. Sometimes women molest females, told females to do this, and I want you to do that for me. As a little girl, and these little girls were put to do things that they didn't want to do. And they were scared, and they didn't tell their mom, they didn't tell nobody, and it was a secret. And sometimes because of this assault, some of these young ladies grew up and started to desire women because of what they were trained to do as a child. Sometimes you have young boys that was molested by a grown man in his family. And this young man, because he was molested over and over and over and over, he grew up and his preference is another man because that's all he known, unfortunately. So you got these type of situations going on in the hood. You got kids being sexually abused. You got kids being exploited. There's so many problems, man, and nobody's solving these problems. You know, when you talk about them on social media, they get mad. They get mad. Why are you talking about this? You're making us look bad. You're doing, fam, you got stuff going on in the white community that'll make your skin crawl. You got all sorts of crazy stuff going on, fam. All sorts of crazy stuff. Actually seen something today that I couldn't believe my eyes, bro. I can't even talk about it on camera, bro. I can't even talk about it on camera. But I saw something out here in this community, bro, that literally I was in shock. I couldn't believe it, bro. Absolutely diabolical, bro. Diabolical. I couldn't believe it. I was like, no way. Man. I might talk about it in a video soon. But some people are weird, man. Some people are really weird. You got to really watch people, man. People are weird. You got a lot of weirdos, man. You said white people made a system for them. The question should be why black people can't. Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. White people made a system, I guess, for themselves. The question is, the question should be why black people can't do the same. Hey, you got Tyler Perry, you got P. Diddy, you got Jay-Z, you got all these moguls, all these billions and trillions of dollars, and yet nobody could put resources together to figure that out. Just the other day, you had a situation with a black inventor. I I forgot his name, but he was able to turn, I think, plastic waste into diesel fuel. And he pretty much went missing. It seemed like nobody cares. I made a video about it. The black community don't even care. People thinking that he may have been unalived so they could take his ideas. Because, the industry, the oil industry, they're going to be pissed with that, But, yeah, I'm trying to answer the same question. Why can't blacks do the same thing? Build their system, do what they got to do. It's like they don't want to do anything but complain and point fingers at the white man all day. White people are fed up with you pointing their damn finger, man. They want you to get up and get a job and stop pointing your finger. Talking about you want reparations. You ain't getting no reparations, fam. No reparations. If they give reparations to black folk, if they do it, it is what it is. Obviously, you'll take it, but it's not going to help you because you still got the mental illness. So even if they gave you, 40 acres and a mule and some money, you're still going to go broke within 1 year. And you're still going to have the same problems, the same attitudes, and money only amplify where you are. So if you're a savage right now, if you're an animal right now, if you act ghetto and you just ratchet and we gave you reparations, the reparations will end up causing you to become worse than you actually are. Yeah, plastic waste. I'm not sure exactly all the ingredients, but something about plastic waste or some sort of waste, and he turned it into fuel, and he proved it. He actually did it. It's actually 100% accurate, documented. It's real. Let me see. Somebody asks, did you block me at Jerkmates? What kind of crazy name is that? Jerkmates. That's wild. It says, I can't find your profile. I don't know. Maybe you having a side argument with somebody and you checked their profile and couldn't find it. If you can't click on their profile, it's either they blocked you but if they blocked you, you won't see their comment if they block you. If you can still see their comments, you're not blocked. It could mean that they have their channel hidden, probably in incognito mode, or they put a certain setting where you can't even check. It's like it's invisible, right? That's how some people hide who they are while they trolling on YouTube, right? Let me see. You're still here at Asia. Like, Asia, look. What is your obsession with me? Why the hate? Why do you hate me so much? And you don't even know me. Do you know Jesus Christ as your Lord and personal Savior? Do you have God in your heart? You said, oh, my Lord, whatever, my guy, go find another person to harass. You're mad, eager for attention. Don't talk about stupid to me, poster child. Do you not realize you're watching me? How could I be seeking attention and you're watching me? You don't think it's you who's seeking attention? You're following me around. I'm not following you. I don't even care who you are. I don't want to know you. I'm not interested in you. I don't even know why you're here. But my thing is, you're expressing the hate that the black community have always been giving me. Up to now, you haven't even focused on what's going on with DC and Trump. You don't even care. You're more concerned with me. That's how sick the black community is, guys. It's crazy, man. You said going back and forth with a chick online. Stop gaslighting, please. Stop gaslighting. Nobody's going back and forth with you. Do you see how these women are, guys? She's literally in my chat running her big mouth and telling me that I'm going back and forth. Uh, very gay. Here we go. Shame, guilt, insults, the need to be right. Shout out to the late Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels was right, guys. They use shame and guilt, insults, and the need to be right. Can I ask you a question? Where's your husband? I know you don't got no husband. You don't got no man, right? No husband in sight, right? I know it hurts, right? That no man married you at your age. You're just getting older and nobody married you. What a shame. The loneliness must be eating you alive. You know? It's crazy. Sick, right? It's really, really sick that all this time you been alive and nobody chose to marry you. I know it hurts deeply. It bothers you every night, every single night. You look in the mirror and you're like, nobody married me. You know? It's crazy. You're still here. She's still here, guys. She's a fan, man. A lot of times your enemies are actually your fans, bro. I don't know. It's crazy. You said, why didn't blacks try to help Sean Diddy? I mean, how could they? It's crazy, man. Wow, 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 bro. A lot of people are crashing out, guys. Weird, 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 bro. A lot of people are literally losing their minds. Anyway, guys, I think I made my point. I don't got time to waste my time any longer arguing with trolls and stuff like that, right? So I'm gonna get up on out of here, do what I gotta do. Yeah, man. So if black men don't get out there and actually clean up the community, do what they gotta do, Trump is gonna come into the community and do what he gotta do, man. It's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good, guys. You know? You says, can you wear that shirt in the hood? What do you mean, can you wear that shirt in the hood? I moved from the hood. Rocking nothing but polo. You see that? Ralph Lauren all day, every day. And that's all I wore in the hood. What are you talking about? Can you wear that in the hood? What kind of craziness is that? It's people weird. Don't you know in the hood, people wear designer clothes? Only in the hood, people wear designer clothes and designer shoes and everybody's poor. Everybody got iPhones, 17s, 16s, new Galaxies, designer belts, jewelry, but they live in the projects. I don't know, but that's how it be in the hood. You know? Yeah, we're living in the worst time in history, definitely. Where everybody crashing out, people are weird. They don't make no sense. You know? Yeah, in the black community, man, if you go to the wrong hood and you wear blue, they'll probably unalive you. You wear red, they'll unalive you. But see, with me, when I was in the hood, it didn't matter. I wore what I want. Ain't nobody telling me anything. Because when you really live in the hood, gang members know who gang members are. That's the thing that a lot of people don't know. It's not just so much wearing the color. A lot of times you see that in movies. But in the real world, in the street, gang members know gang members. Just like you know who are the members of your circle. You know who's who. There's a certain sign that you see on them. It's not just the color, right? I wore what I wanted to wear. My favorite color is blue. You know what I'm saying? My favorite color is blue. So I wore blue in a blood gang-infested environment. it is what it is. Ain't nobody did nothing to me. I'm from the damn hood. What you gonna do to me? When I was raised in the hood with you, what are you gonna do to me? Yo, bro, you're not supposed to be wearing that color. Like, y'all been watching too much movies. That's not how it go. People don't do nothing to nobody. You know, people know who are the real gang members. Gang members are affiliated with certain groups and they move a certain way. They can recognize that, you know. But it's like it's all toxic. It's like I'm tired of all that mess. Tired of it. And it's like you got these YouTubers, they protect the criminals. They don't say anything. They don't regulate the black communities. They don't do anything for the black community. They stay on social media talking all day. They talk all day on social media. They don't give no advice, no constructive criticism. They don't go to none of these rallies. They don't go to these communities. They don't do anything. They don't do it. And what's so crazy is that crazy YouTuber, he's from that area, and for whatever reason, he ain't doing nothing about it. It's crazy, man. So it is what it is, gang. I'm gonna get up on out of here, man. I'm gonna take care of some business, right? The weather kind of changed, man. Y'all don't notice? I don't know if the weather changed in your area, but out here, man, it changed up, man. Like, I'm in North Carolina, by the way, but today was kind of cool, man. Like the temperature went down, bro, into the high 60s. It was like 68 degrees. I'm like, damn, the hell, man. It was like in the 90s plus. It went down, bro. School is like, I believe like next week. Wait, yeah, I believe it's like next week. Yeah, I think it is. Let me see. Yeah, I think it's next week. Yeah, so school start early out here. And yeah, it was kind of cool today, man. I was like, man, you know? You know, like how you in the house, it feel kind of chilly and whatnot? I'm like, damn. I ain't have to put on no AC. It was kind of chilly, man. I was like, where this draft coming from? I checked the temperature. It was cool outside. So it was about 85, 90 in Ohio. Yeah. I'm kind of preparing for the fall season so I can get back to my lawn care. I'm going to start a whole channel that deals with lawn videos. So I'm going to get into that type of content. But yeah, I appreciate you guys stopping by, you know, listening to the show. Appreciate that. If you like my content, consider subscribing to the channel. If you feel I did a good job, you know, consider double tapping the screen to give it a thumbs up. If you don't like my content and you think it sucks, you don't like my shirt, you don't like my hat, you know, let me know in the comments. If you feel my content sucks and you feel it could be better, let me know how it could be better. You know, I'm open to some suggestions. But I do appreciate you to come out and choosing Ringo TV to watch because, you know, these videos are shown in the YouTube Shorts algorithm. People are always swiping, you know? So it's like keeping your attention this long is very difficult, you know? So I do appreciate those folks that actually tune in. So I'm gonna get up on out of here, man. You said, where's the thumbs up? You gotta double tap the screen to give it a thumbs up. That's how you do it in the Shorts algorithm. You gotta double tap and you'll see a thumbs up appear on the screen. So y'all take good. If you're on the road driving, drive safe. Shout out to all my truckers on the road. Y'all stay safe out there. And I'll catch y'all on the next stream, man. You know, we got a lot of content on this platform. Make sure you tune into my long form content, you know, the horizontal view content. Yeah, make yourself at home, you know. Check out my channel intros. Check out my content. You know, I do a lot of different things. I'm a music producer, songwriter, videographer. You know, I do short films, commentary, criticism, crime stories, news, journalism, you know, you name it. You know, we do every little bit of everything. And it is what it is, man. So y'all take care, man. Peace and blessings. I'm out of here. Y'all take care. Peace.